Guys, welcome to another conversation. I thought I'd just record and just get out there into the YouTube space. Um, yeah, Sarah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, years now.
Years now, yeah, yeah, and yeah. How did you how did we get here? Oh yeah, no, I think you asked me during the party if you wanted to kind of uh, to just get a conversation going because you saw the other one that I did with a mutual friend of ours, Chloe,
Yeah,
and you just thought, yeah. I want to jump on that too. So I thought, why not? Why not?
I know. I just think sometimes it's like when you see someone else do it and you think, oh my God, I could actually do something like that. And don't get me wrong, I've been overthinking it since yesterday and this morning. I was like, oh my God, I actually said I'm going to do this. I'm going to be on a video. It's going to be recorded. It's going to be alive. And I was like, why did I say I
Yeah,
was going to do this?
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, like, it's not the first time I've done it, but I think when you kind of just get your story or get yourself out there on record and stuff. I mean, like everyone, like most people have got an online presence anyway. So I think when you when you get past the awkwardness of, oh my goodness, I'm being recorded. I don't know how I'm gonna look. I don't know how I'm gonna sound. Once you get past that bit, everything just tends to just be a little bit
Yeah.
more easier from there, really. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't stand listening to myself talk, but now after all the content I've kind of recorded and just put out there, I'm just used to hearing myself talk now. I'm like now I know how my voice actually sounds through headphones now.
Yeah. So that's
Like
when you hear the voice message back and you think, oh, is that how I
oh
sound?
yeah, exactly, exactly,
They happen to
exactly.
hear this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. All right then. So, Sarah, I've already kind of introduced you anyway. Tell everyone about how and where you grew up
Um, Wait, ask the question again, sorry.
then. So, tell everyone who you are and where you're from, and yeah, let's just go from there.
So I'm Sarah Sayers, from Hymes Park. I've lived here since I was like 3 years old, and I'm 34, uh, 35 in December.
Damn.
Um, I know, getting old. And hard worker, sports person, single mom, and just powering through life.
Yeah, yeah. How long? So so I think you were probably born in Ribs Cross then, were you? Like everyone else here.
Yes, I think yeah, which cause I think we was all born there.
I wasn't. I was in Whittington, North London, and then we moved.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I used to live in Finsbury Park with my grandma back in the day, long
Ah,
time ago, back in the early 90s, and then we moved to Leytonstone, and then
yeah.
my brothers, all of my siblings were born in Whips Cross from there. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. See, I only lived in Walthamstow till I was about 3. Obviously, I do not remember that at all.
yeah,
And then we moved here, and then yeah, about 6 years ago, I moved out and moved across the road.
yeah, yeah. So what was it like then growing up in those? I mean, like, I have an idea because obviously I was around then too, and I'm not too, and I'm and you and me are around about the same age. What was it like growing up in Walthamstow back in the day?
Um,
Because things
do you
have
know what
changed
it
a lot
was?
now, haven't they?
Oh God, it has changed so much. Um, I feel like it was actually better. Like it was safe to play out with your friends. I know that, playing out with my friends who I'm still friends with now, being friends from about the age 4 or 5. And my mum, from where my house is, there would be like a pole with just a cycle sign on, and she'd say, you can't go past there, which is about 6 houses down. And then the same as the houses there, and she'd be like, they're the poles. And obviously, you think you're being cheeky if you step over, like, past where the pole is. But that was our little bit on the road where we could. So if my mum would want to look out, we could. But yeah, it was I say growing up around here, it felt a lot safer than what it would be now. I know that I wouldn't want to be allowing my son to play out or anything like that. Even sometimes if I've got to run in the house to because I've forgotten, I don't know, his snack bag or something. I couldn't even just leave him standing by the front door. Like I'd have to be like, right, let's go inside, shut the door. I run up and I come back down because it's just very different nowadays.
Right.
really, really different.
Right. What school did you go to?
Himes Park.
What primary school? Was there a primary school there?
Oh no, primary is Selwyn Primary. So it's
Okay.
on Selwyn Avenue, right at the bottom. It's Selwyn Primary School. I went to the nursery, the infants, and your juniors, and then I
Right.
went to Himes Park Secondary School.
And did you go sixth form as well?
No, I went to Waltham Forest College
Okay.
for 2 years, and then I went to Harlow College for 1 year.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. I'm because I know you do beauty. I'm just trying to think about how you kind of got into that, but we'll get there. We'll get
yeah.
there. So, what were like some of the difficulties you had when, or whilst you were growing up? Then, what was like some of the challenges that you faced and then overcame growing
Um,
up? I was going
I
to say
think
life, but I'll let you explain that one.
I know.
I'm just trying to be funny.
um, I'll say we've grown up. So I was the youngest sibling, and the bossiest. And I say it was. I know it was kind of like difficult for a lot of us, when we look back at life and stuff, and I'm sure that um, we all have such happy memories of growing up. Um, I generally don't have a memory, which I hate sometimes, of so much of my childhood. Um, I feel like that is probably part to do with my ADHD, and having the whole memory loss which comes with it. But I feel like there are some like significant things that do stick out. Is obviously my parents going through their divorce, which growing up seeing them argue a lot, and they finally divorced when I was about 12. And then having my siblings. So I've got a sister, and I've got two older brothers. I do have two brothers and a sister from my dad's first marriage, which I'm now only in contact with one of the brothers. I don't speak to the other brother and sister. But yeah, growing up, from I say memories, videos, and conversations that my mum and that would tell me, it was happy as can be, as I suppose all parents do try and make it. But me and my sister now we don't speak, but I feel like now being an adult, it makes you see things so differently. As your siblings are supposed to be your best friends, and the ones that are, yeah, like your best friends, the ones that you see life through with, which I feel like was quite hard when me and her fell out. Um, we've fallen out a few times, but this time I know it's a forever kind of thing. But I feel like that has helped me now not speaking to her as much as I miss her. But because of growing up, I always felt like this maybe a disconnection between us, and I always longed for that, like in a sibling, because of being the youngest. My oldest brother is like 10 years older, so where he was so much older than me, it was very difficult to have that sibling bond with him because of being so much older. And then my second brother, he's disabled, so he was really fun to play with, but he's also I think about 8 years older than me. But I still even now see him as a younger sibling, um, because I suppose of his disabilities. So yeah, that was I don't want to sound weird and say it was nice to grow up with, but it makes me see people in different like lights now of like their struggles as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so the closest one that I would have had or should have had with me would have been my sister. Because there's about 4.5 years between us. Um, but that was, I say, always a struggle with her.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like that is something that I still kind of carry with me, to do with my sister. Because I would have had a younger sister, but she passed at birth. So now, you know, my sister is all that I really had as such.
Right.
But our bond was just never what a sibling bond should have been, which I always, in a weird way, longed for.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like I have that now with a certain few friends of mine, which I feel like has filled that gap that I've always just searched for
Right.
in like not such a sad way.
Yeah. So you've got like a good close circle of friends you kind of refer to as sisters, even though they're not really blood related to you then.
Yeah.
And how long have you known them then? Like, are your closest friends
Um.
from
So
school, from primary school, from secondary school, or from Harlow College, or
um. So I do have one circle. I only have like one circle of friends.
okay,
I say like just a small circle because it's just like us five. We've known each other from about the age 4 or 5. And then there's like a few. Whereas with my friends, I have that one circle because they're from school, but everyone else has been they're like a single friend. Like I know all their friends too, but it's I know all of those people because of that one person who is my friend, but their friends become my friends. So the other few like individuals has been quite a good few years,
good,
which has built that over time. So and the closeness that we've got to share.
right, right.
Mm.
That's good. That's good. So how do you think then, with all of that, then how do you think that you overcame? Because obviously you did overcome it somehow. So how do you think you did overcome it then, with all the challenges that you went through then? So you've got your circle of friends, so that's probably one way that you did it. But in
Yeah.
terms of like achieving the things that you have achieved so far, then how do you think you did that despite all the troubles that were around you at the time while you were growing up? Then is it just did you kind of just lock in and just get on with it, or did you start reading or exercise or something?
So I feel like it's been a mixture of all of those combined, really, but finding what really, really did help. So, um, for me, counselling did really help. I still currently do have counselling. Because I started counselling when I was about 22. I had it for a period of time then, and then I did have cognitive behavioural therapy, about four 4 years ago. I didn't feel like that was much help, but afterwards I then realised, okay, I did learn some things from that.
Okay,
And then I've been having counselling again for the past maybe about a year and a half now.
okay,
Um, and for me, I feel like it was actually like getting to the root of it and maybe just having some form of like understanding of why she was the way she was towards me or still is.
who's she?
Um,
What do you mean, your sister?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And then I say, and with everything else that has happened like throughout life, for me, it's just like sometimes just having an understanding. I know that sometimes we can't always just think of or get the answers, but just having some form of understanding has really helped. Um, and with building things up and holding it in and just thinking, oh, I'm just going to get on with it. It
mm,
then doesn't help when something does happen, and it's such a build up. Um, and the other thing that helps me with that is boxing.
right, 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 right. So when I had my own challenge of anxiety, I found that cardio exercise was a really good way of overcoming it, because I found that when I do long distance running or just sprinting, everything else didn't seem to matter anymore. It's really just surviving the run. It's more
Yeah,
just surviving the
literally.
run, because obviously, like, you're running out of breath. So, and I realized whilst running, I actually really, really enjoy this. This is really, really fun. Like, everything just seems to just not matter anymore when I'm running. It's like its own form of active meditation where you're just running and just running and you're just
Yeah,
running and just running. And when I did boxing, it was another form of release, because it was more of a frustration kind of release. So I'm not I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just punching the pads or sparring or punching the bag. No one's getting hurt, and I'm feeling better. So I'll just keep on punching until I get tired.
Yes.
But that's
Until
the
your
thing
shoulder
I
blades are
found.
too tight.
Right, exactly. And then I found out that this could be a very healthy outlet to just continue to just practice and to train on. Um, is that how you kind of found that boxing kind of helped you then as well?
Yeah, I could literally be having the worst day and I'll go straight into my boxing gym. And, my coach knows me very well, who will then go, "You all right?" And I go, "Yep, you're lying." And I'll go, "I'm fine." So, and he'll either make me speak and I'll have my little cry and then we'll get straight to it. I'll go, "Okay." And then we'll have our session. He will really put me through where, again, I'm having to fight to stay alive just to get to the end of the session so then I can speak to him.
Right, good,
And then I'll release and just speak about whatever has upset me or been on my mind. But I would then leave and I could skip down the road because I'm so happy.
good.
The
That's
problem
very good.
hasn't gone away, but in here and here,
It's
I
clearer.
feel so, yeah, I want to skip home. I'm happy.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good, good. So you're also a mum as well.
Yeah.
So kind of just like jumbled all over these meeting notes anyway. But so you're a mum. You also work full time as well,
Yeah.
and you've also got your own little side thing on the side. Well, is it little? What do you do? Like, what's your side hustle then? What's the
My
inside
side
hustle?
hustle is hair extensions, hairdressing, eyelashes,
Yeah.
and I'll sometimes do nails.
So that's part of the reason why I've called it Superwoman Flex, because as clearly you are, if you're doing all of these things. So how do you kind of balance being a mum, business, full-time work, boxing, training, and also just trying to have some me time? How do you balance all of that then?
Um, my phone diary.
Okay.
um, so to be fair, I think lockdown is what made me realise that I was doing too much before. I would really, really wear myself out. I would hit an absolute burnout. And then because of lockdown, all I could be was mum and with my family. And I think where my son was still quite small then, because he was only about 2, just over 2,
Yeah.
um, I then realised, like, wow, I am always so busy that I felt like, wow, I'm spending so much time with him that I hadn't really got to. Obviously, working is one thing, but back then I was only working 3 days a week. So for those 3 days a week, I was still, with clients. Um, I was doing very minimal exercise, if that, at the time. But then I just thought to myself, do you know what? I need to really try and find this balance because children are only small for so long.
Right.
They're not small forever. And I don't want to then look back and think, I wish I made more time for him, or, him to look back at life and think, I wish my mum was there more, because that would
Right.
absolutely like break my heart. So it was, I do what I do to help make others feel good about themselves. Because it's the after when I've done, I go, ta-da, there you go, and they're like, oh my god, or like, they're just so happy, and
Mm.
they've got what they've actually asked for, and then they'll say, I've tried for ages to try and find someone to do my lashes, my hair, or whatever service it is that I've done, to do this for me that I've asked, and I've done it to a T, and it makes me feel so good about myself.
Good.
And they leave so happy.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're realizing that the whole thing isn't really about you. You're actually just doing it in service of others other than yourself.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't wanna ever say no. So even when I did have clients coming to me and they're like, "I really want my lashes done," and, I've already done back-to-back clients after a full day's work, as well as in between doing lashes, so I've just gotta stop to give my son his bottle or to quickly sort his food or just put him to bed, and then I'll crack on. They're understanding, and then I've got clients turning up at 10 o'clock at night still for a set of lashes.
Right.
And then after that, then I still got a home to care for, and I've still got to get some sleep before work and doing it all again tomorrow.
Right, right. Okay, so time management is obviously, so you're obviously quite proficient in the time management thing. Back to boxing though,
Yeah.
we saw you made your, was it like an amateur ring card debut then for you that you had this year?
I think it was more white collar.
Yeah, I think it was a white collar game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
How many rounds was it? I think it was 3 rounds, right?
4 rounds.
4 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went very quick though, in terms of like the adrenaline, because I was there like on the evening.
I did feel like it actually went really quick as well.
It felt very, very quick just watching, because I was just so focused on the game, just watching you in the ring, just doing your thing. And when I was watching, number one, I spoke to a mutual friend of ours who's a PT, and I said to him, you, you've got really good technique and stuff, but from what I saw, it looked like it was the occasion that kind of the adrenaline and the occasion kind of, there's that mental battle between taking on the opponent, but also taking on the occasion as well. That's what
Yeah.
I saw, and I don't think you did anything wrong particularly, but I think that's what I saw. Number one, you were very brave for even doing that in the first place, so
Mm,
that's an achievement, full stop. But I
yeah.
think from what I saw, because I was just watching your body language and all that, it looked like, oh my God, everyone's here watching me, the camera's on me, the lights are on me, right? And who knows how I would have felt if I was in that position anyway. So, I think you deserve a lot of credit for even bothering to even take it on in the first place. But then, like, what was your experience? Like, what did you feel like actually being in the boxing ring, taking on your opponent at the time?
So having an actual proper fight was something I've wanted to do for absolute years. And I just thought to myself, I've really got to go for it and just ignore the whole nerves. I'm going to have the support of everyone who, can be there. And those who couldn't, I just knew that, I've just got to go and do it. And uh, it was more so that I wanted to do it. When you just think, I've always wanted to do it and I just have to do it. And I just wanted, like, give that tick. It's like, it was on my bucket list kind of thing, but
Mm,
not, if you that makes sense. Um, and Once I was like actually in the ring, I did think to myself, there were so many bright lights on me, I couldn't really see anyone past the ring.
mm,
So it wasn't as if I could see all the hundreds of people that was there. I could literally just see my opponent. I couldn't even see her coaches or anything. I just saw my opponent, and I thought, I've got to go for this.
mm,
Um, just like as I do in sparring, but we're gonna have to just put in a bit more work. And I know that I've been putting in a lot of work, and I thought these are 2 minute rounds. I've
mm,
been doing 3 minute rounds and I've been doing 6 3 minute rounds, or whatever my coach has been getting me to do. This is literally just 2 minutes, 4 rounds. I'm done. That's it.
mm,
Um, but I feel like the more struggle for me is obviously it was my first proper fight. And I'd been coached for the level of I am. And from her boxing academy, um, had, I suppose, as most people know, that boxing is a bit of a dirty game. And then being told a few white lies of her experience and her level.
okay. What were the
So,
lies?
that she'd not had any fights. No, sorry, she's had one fight.
Okay, okay, because I heard on the night that she only had that she didn't have any fight, but from what I saw, it didn't look like that didn't look like her first fight.
Yeah, so I was told that she'd had one fight
Okay,
and it was really bad. I think she got knocked out and she'd been traumatized from it and she hadn't fought since. Um,
okay,
but then in one of her interviews, I don't know if it was before her fight or afterwards, but then she was speaking about doing boxing and kickboxing from the age of 5 or 6. And her dad was always taking her to all her fights, and it's such a great feeling to win. And I was just like, So I think that maybe the one fight that she had that was bad was with her boxing academy, not anything prior.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So for the record, guys, we're not kind of throwing any muddle dirt on anyone.
Oh
We're
no.
just
Yeah, no, no.
well, congratulations to her for winning, but I just think,
Yes.
yeah, but for
Well
me,
deserved because she's good. She was
she was
really good.
very good. She was very good, but it didn't look like because I heard that was her first fight. I'm like, she didn't look like that was her first fight. She looked pretty well experienced. And now that you've said that she's been training since childhood, that actually showed.
Yeah, yeah. Because even now, like I have her on Instagram, and I still watch when she's had a few
Oh, good.
fights since. And I did message her afterwards saying, "Well done." It was really good because I know afterwards I didn't hug her,
Exactly.
shake her hand, nothing. I just walked out because I was actually really annoyed with the ref. Um, but I just remember throughout it, I was just telling myself, I just need to do what I can just to get to the end of this. I knew I'd lost it, but I
Mm,
thought I'm gonna just have to do what I can to get to the end of it because I don't want to be knocked out and I don't want the ref to stop it,
yeah.
which he did about 10 seconds before the last bit of the bell, which
Yeah,
really,
I
really,
remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah. Do you know, I've watched the video back so many times and I thought to myself, there were so many times before that he could have stopped it and he didn't.
Yes. I think it was the second round. I think it was the second round where I think he probably could have just kind of just called a timeout on it, but he just let it go.
Yeah,
But yeah, it is what it is.
it's boxing. Well done to her anyway, but it just would have been nice, I think, for my own experience to for it to have been fair. Because, I agreed with my mum that it would be my only fight. But and that was just to get that feeling off of that, yeah, I've done it. But
Yeah.
because it wasn't something that was fair,
Mm.
I don't feel like that's fulfilled the tick for me, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like, so I really, really would or do want to go again, but I know it's just
Let's
it's
do
one of
it.
those. Sorry,
Let's do it.
do you know, I really want to, but it's just such a one of those things to get through with my mum. I'm gonna have to get my friends to talk to her.
So how did you what was the training regime leading up to the game then? So did you have to give up like time at work or time with your son or anything like that, or time with your clients or time at work? Like what did you like? What was the sacrifice? What was your training schedule then leading up to the fight?
um, to be honest, my I feel like everything always just falls into place to how you want it to be.
Right.
And once I agreed to fight, and I was going to be putting in a lot of more hours into training, because before that I was only training once a week for 45 minutes, and then I said, right, I want to fight, and then I went from that one session into Tuesdays I would do a hit,
Mm.
Wednesdays I would be sparring, and then Thursdays I would do a double session. So it would be sparring straight into a hit, and then Saturdays as well. I'd get to the gym for 6:30 or 7 a.m. For sparring. Then most times into a 3K run, and then back for a hit, and then sometimes a technical straight after.
Superwoman flex indeed. My God. My goodness. I
And
mean,
then
like,
straight back after that, straight into mum mode.
there you go. There you go. Amazing. Amazing. Hearing you say that, that is, I mean, people say I'm intense with my training, but and the fact that you actually had the courage to even go to a ring and take on someone. I've always had this thing about me fighting someone myself, but I've got, I don't know how you did it, but I've got a lot to lose up here. And so do you, but you went out and did it anyway. So you're clearly more brave than me. Um, but yeah, like, it has crossed my mind a few times getting in the ring with someone, but I thought I do like the adrenaline rush of just sparring, but then having a friendly hug with someone afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
spar. It's not personal, but it's still kind of right. I still want to beat this guy down, kind of thing.
yeah.
Um, I like that
That is
rather
one of the things of getting into the ring because I really struggled with that at the beginning of sparring. Is I'm chatting to all the people that I love in the gym and blah blah, and it's like right, I'm getting in the ring, and I'm standing there and I'm like this, and I'm thinking, I've got to punch you in the face. Or I've got to punch you in your ribs or your stomach and try and win you.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
even just to hook you into your jaw or uppercut. And I'm like, and there'll be times when I'll like spar with people and it'll be a good one. And their head will go back and they'll go straight back into it. And then I'll go, sorry.
yeah,
And then we'll give each other a smile. Because I know that shot I just landed, I know it hurt. And I've just got to whisper sorry. And then let's go again.
yeah. I've done that a few times when I've sparred my brother. I sparred my brother and I've got him in the forehead, and I'm like, "Sorry, are you okay? Are you okay?" And then like the guy like, on the side's like, "No, don't worry about it. Just keep fighting."
My coach is
He
always
knows it's
going,
not
what are you
personal.
doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing? Just go. And I'm like, okay. Or
yeah,
I'm landing good punches, but there's no power behind it. And he'll go, you're not stroking them, punch them. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's interesting. That's good. That's good.
It is one of those battles, you know. But then sometimes it is having if as soon as I receive just a knock, then I'm like,
Mm,
you was okay to do that to me. I
mm.
want to do it back now.
Okay.
I'm coming for you now.
Have you ever sparred with a guy then?
Most weeks.
most, most weeks. Okay.
So what day is it? Sunday. On Thursday,
Yeah.
to be fair, I mainly spar with guys. Um, and I was sparring with four guys on Thursday.
What? Oh, 2 minute rounds each.
Yeah, we all took 2 minute rounds each, yeah.
Wow.
But
Okay.
obviously with guys, they know to take it that bit lighter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to
Because
say.
I'll be watching them on their rounds and they are going for it and I'm standing there, my heart's going, they're not gonna hit me like that, not gonna hit me like that. And we get in and then they don't. Like
Yeah,
I
I
know
wouldn't.
that I've just seen their arms going bang, 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 and I'm just like, whoa. And then they get in and they're just letting off like a few, like just to get me like on my forehead. Sometimes they might get me on my face, but their main one is to get me on my forehead because we've always got our head guards on. Or, they'll go for the stomach. But I suppose when guys, and obviously everyone is always taller than me, so to come for my stomach, then they could get me on my chest, or it will just be that bit higher up and I think, oh my god, I've got female organs here. Whereas,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
but
because
I
that's
do
what,
enjoy it more because I can let my hands go a lot more, whereas with girls, um I feel, because I do have really good power,
yeah.
that girls will be girls at the end of the day, and unless I know that they're like a good fighter already and they're
Mm,
like so much more experience, and I think, okay, I can let my hands go. But because I know their capability and being
yeah.
females, that then I get a bit worried, like they're now going to come for me. Whereas with the guys, they will come for me, but it'll be a bit lighter, and they're not going to want to uppercut me to hurt me, or hook, or it will just be like they just want to double jab, maybe throwing a right hand, but it isn't going to be full pelt. Like I'm not going to leave with any bruises.
Right.
Whereas when I have sparred with girls, I've left with like a bit of a bruise on my lip, or I'm
Um,
like, I just need to, like you said, because of the face, is everyone sees that. I don't care if I've got a cut, bruise, or anything. Like after my fight, I had a bruise there on my
yeah.
lip, and in my shoulder there was so much bruising. I
Yeah.
didn't care about that. I just wanted to make sure that anything on my face was not seen. But it's just always
Yeah.
got to make sure I am covering my face as much as I can.
Yeah. 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 Good. Good. So, just in closing, then, so how do you think then that all of that, because you're obviously very, very enthusiastic about boxing, so am I. How do you think that's actually helped you? And you kind of already touched on it anyway, on how it's helped you with your own mental health then with all the boxing, because clearly it's helped you out. I mean, I can see it right now. How do you think
Mm.
boxing's helped you with your inner peace?
Re- Honestly, I feel like it's been a savior for me, and I feel like it really helps with having a good coach as well. Um, so I first started training with my coach about 2 months after breaking up with my son's dad. And it was just like, as soon as, like, I met with him, we had like a few laughs. And I think the girl that I went to train with him with, she let off a little bit, which I didn't know, which I'm grateful that she did, because then it saved me like saying, oh, by the way, this is what's happening in my life.
Mm,
But so then he understood that if I was being certain ways, or a bit quiet, or if I seemed a bit low, then it's not, oh, what's wrong with you, or like, is this girl miserable? So And then, then lockdown happened. So it was really helpful having, I say, an understanding coach, because he knows how far he can push me. And even when he goes, no, it's all right, you've done enough. And I go, it's okay, I can go do another few reps or another round or whatever. And he'll go, no, you've done enough. And then I'll stop and I'll think, oh, thank God he said, like, it's enough.
Right.
Or there'll be times that I'll be going and I'll go, I just need a sec, because I think to myself, I don't want to, I'm going dizzy. I do not want to be sick or anything like that. But I really think, even at times, if I can't make one of my sessions, then my coach will say, what other day can you do then? Because now, just missing a session or a few, it really affects my mental health. So let's say, for example, a few weeks ago, I only went once on that week, which I was used to over a year ago. No, sorry, it was about a year ago. But I went on the Wednesday, but I didn't go Tuesday, Thursday. And by that weekend, I woke up and I felt really sad. So I got down to the gym and I was absolutely fine. But if I hadn't, it would have ruined my whole weekend.
Right.
Because I probably would have sat there, had my morning coffee, crying my eyes out. And in my head, I'll just be like, what is wrong with me? Why am I so sad? What has actually happened? And then I will literally just try to get to the root of it, of what is wrong or what has happened for me. But then it could have literally been a smaller thing of, say, for example, my son would have just played up in that moment and I would have just told him off. But because I haven't had that release that I'm used to, I will feel like the worst mum in the world. And it's like, I can't cope in that moment of how I feel. And I just feel like I'm the worst person, and I would just sit there and I'll just go over and over in my head. But then as soon as I've been to the gym, it's great.
Fantastic.
I'm back to Superwoman.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Sarah, it's been a pleasure. I think this has only gone about 30 minutes, but that was the time that I wanted to kind of just allocate, just so that you kind of had enough time to kind of just say whatever you want to say. Is there any platform, any media profile that you've got that you're happy for people to follow you on, and then I can put it on the description of this video? Then I think you got a TikTok, right? I can put your TikTok on there, or is it on private or something?
Yeah, no, it's fine. You can put because I'll once you have the file, then I will add it on my Insta and everything else.
Yeah, cool. No worries. All right then, guys, it's been a pleasure. I will end it there. Take care. See ya.
Thank you.